Stone, a block in Minecraft that is basically as old as the game itself. Given this, it has a long history in the game, and there's a lot to get into in this video. It should also be quickly mentioned that I'm only going over things related to the Java edition of Minecraft, so with that out of the way, let's get into the video. In RD 131.655, the second unreleased version of what was then known as Cave Game, the block stone is added. It has the texture of what will later be called cobblestone, but this distinction does not yet exist. The texture has been pulled from Rubydung, a game Notch was previously working on. It and grass are the first two blocks in Minecraft and the only two blocks in this version. Later, in RD 2009-0515, which is a missing version by the way, the texture of stone has been changed and a distinction created between stone and cobblestone, with the old stone texture being used for what is now known as cobblestone. In some versions, it would be the block that makes up the entire pre-classic world. This would be the last change to the block in the pre-classic era of Minecraft. During the classic era of Minecraft, only two changes were made to stone. This was in the release of the 0.26 survival test. Stone could no longer be blown up by creepers, and the same applied to TNT. Now, mining stone would drop cobblestone, making stone unobtainable. You could also just mine it with your fist at the time. This was until the InDev era. In InDev 0.31, more specifically 2010-0201-2, pickaxes would now be required in order to mine stone. In a strange revision the next day of InDev 0.31, specifically 2010-0202, you could once again use your hand, it would just take longer. But in InDev 2010-0219, about 2 weeks later, pickaxes were once again required as well as stone being the floor for the starter house. In InDev 2010-0223, stone was made obtainable, requiring the player to melt cobblestone in a furnace to make stone. Moving to InfDev release 2010-0227-1, mining stone no longer dropped cobblestone due to a glitch. This was not fixed until 2 weeks later in InfDev 2010-0316, where it was made so that mining stone would always drop cobblestone unless you break your pickaxe on it. In InfDev 2010-0617-2, cobblestone could now be generated using water and lava. Pair this with the ability to smelt cobblestone into stone, and technically stone was now an infinitely renewable resource. In Minecraft Alpha v1.0.1, stone became a component in a couple recipes, these being the stone pressure plate, which at the time were craftable using the modern stone slab recipe, and the stone button, which required one stone on top of the other in a crafting grid. In v1.0.4, stone replaced cobblestone as the block in the official Minecraft logo. In Alpha v1.0.5_01, the bug which caused stone to not drop when a pickaxe breaks was finally patched, concluding all the changes to the block in the Alpha edition. In Minecraft Beta, there were only a few changes to the block. In Beta 1.3, the stone slab recipe would now use 3 stone instead of 3 cobblestone, causing the stone pressure plate recipe to change to only require 2 stone side by side in a crafting grid. The recipe for the redstone repeater was also added in this update, requiring 3 stone in a slab formation with 2 redstone torches and a redstone dust above it. In Beta 1.8 pre-release, there were some changes to the lighting of the stone block in the inventory, along with basically every other item. The stone bricks recipe was also added, requiring 4 stone in a 2x2 square in the crafting grid. This version also saw the addition of silverfish, who could enter and hide in stone blocks, making patches of infested stone underground. In Beta 1.9 pre-release, stone is now made when lava flows on top of water, whereas in previous versions the lava would replace the water and continue falling. In Beta 1.9 pre-release 5, there was a slight change to the stone texture, but it wasn't very noticeable. In the full releases of the game, the texture of stone was rarely tweaked itself, instead just being added to more recipes and having its use expanded. In the 1.4 era snapshot 12W34B, the stone button recipe is changed to only require 1 stone instead of 2, and in the 12W38A snapshot, stone blocks have been given new unique sounds for being walked on and mined. Here is the walking sound before. And here it is after. Mining sound before. Mining sound after. In the 1.5 era, there were a few updates made. Notably, in snapshot 13W01A, the recipe for the redstone comparator was added, requiring 3 stones similar to the recipe of the repeater. Stone could also be used to craft hoppers instead of iron. The iron change happened immediately after in Snapshot 13W02A. In Snapshot 14W27B, which was the 1.7 era, there is an experimental change where stone textures could be randomly mirrored and rotated 180 degrees upon generation. The purpose was probably to make it look more realistic and less perfectly uniform, but regardless, the change didn't stick. In the much-hated 1.9 era, there were a couple additions involving stone, namely in 15W37A when stone generates as the block used for the Void start platforms in the superflat world type Void. In the 1.14 era, more specifically Snapshot 18W43A, the texture of stone has once again been slightly changed, although it is almost unnoticeable. Stone can also now be smelted into smooth stone. This also means the recipe for stone slabs has been changed from stone to smooth stone. In Snapshot 18W44A, the texture of stone was once again slightly modified, and in 18W49A, stone can now be found as loot in village mason houses, with a 37.7% chance of at least 1 stone spawning in the chest. In Snapshot 19W04A, the stone cutter recipe is added, requiring 3 stone and also adding in recipes for stone stairs and stone slabs. You can also stone cut stone into the following items: stone slabs, stone stairs, stone brick slabs, stone brick stairs, stone brick walls, and chiseled stone bricks. In 19W11A, stone is now a sought-after item by mason villagers, and they will generally give you an emerald for around 20 stone. Moving up to the 1.16 era in Snapshot 20W16A, stone now generates around overworld ruin portals. In the 1.17 and 1.18 era, there were a few changes made relating to the block's lighting in order to try to make the Java edition better match the Bedrock edition. The final and most recent update for stone was in the 1.20 era Snapshot 23W12A, in which they are used as a block that generates in trail ruins. They are generated alongside cobblestone and various types of stone bricks in the main trail portion of the trail ruins. Overall, stone is an item essential to Minecraft, as it is one of the foundations the game was built on. It can be easily obtained and used in 8 recipes, as well as put in the stone cutter to be made into one of the 7 options. It can get you emeralds from villagers, and most importantly, can be placed under a note block to play some mean bass drums. What's up, guys? It's Exotic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a different kind of content than I normally do. It was more of like a informative and like historical kind of video, I guess, rather than just a straight up like playthrough. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the new style of content. I think I'm probably going to gear the channel more towards that style of content with some gaming videos here and there for you guys still. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.